Together, they've made it their life's work to alleviate global poverty, and their commitment to the cause is simply unmatched. Through their foundation, King Philanthropies, they've established the Thrive Foundation for Youth, the Stanford Institute for Innovation in Developing Economies, the King Scholars Programs at both Dartmouth and the University of Wisconsin, and the Food, Nutrition, and Rural Livelihoods Initiative in Myanmar, all of which are aimed at combating extreme poverty through education, opportunity, and the provision of basic human needs. They routinely welcome international students into their home to nurture their ambitions. Each fall, they invite the King Scholars studying at Dartmouth to partake in their family's Thanksgiving traditions. As King Scholar Program Director Jay Davis put it, Bob and Dottie are a truly remarkable combination of high standards and deep compassion. And tomorrow, as we honor them with honorary degrees, they will also be there as proud grandparents of Jesse, who will be graduating tomorrow. Bob and Dottie, it's with sincere appreciation.
I'm overwhelmed with this wonderful honor. I'm 81, and I get to graduate with my granddaughter. How good is that? And then I get a chance to introduce my wonderful husband of 59 years. And he's celebrating his 60th this weekend. So thank you very much for this wonderful honor. I can't wait to be on stage.
What I really am thinking about is 60 years ago, 1957, I'm graduating from Dartmouth College. How many people were here 60 years ago? Huh? In any case, John Sloan Dickey was president when I was graduating. And he had a line at my graduation which stuck with me. And he said, "Gentlemen, your education has just begun." And that word, that phrase, that saying has stuck with me my whole life. I'm on the quest to keep learning, keep learning. 60 years later, along with Dottie here, we're here to receive this honor, which is kind of amazing to me. But Dottie and I realize how extremely blessed we've been in celebrating now on June 21st, our 59th anniversary. We've been fortunate to create a wonderful partnership, the two of us, and it has spilled over clearly in terms of our interest in philanthropy. We really feel like we're stewards of resources that have been granted to us. For the past 2 decades, we've really engaged actively in a variety of philanthropic activities. In these endeavors, we've been drawn on the principles that Dartmouth really instilled in me, in principles such as the vital importance of education, the need to look beyond yourself, indeed beyond the boundaries of even our own country. So this international perspective is really deeply ingrained in who we are and what we are trying to do. I love the earliest comments about Dartmouth and its focus on a liberal arts education. I'm such a believer in a liberal arts education. And I would make the perspective, I've been quoted before with dealing with other people, that this world that we're in has become ever more specialized and deeper in silos, if you will. And with it, people are coming up with great answers. But the liberal arts education is the thing that's going to give you not the right answer, but the right question. And to me, that's the element that's most significant, coming up with the right question. So Dottie's and my quest to find the right question for us, I would say, is influenced by the Bible in terms of how we're called to love God with all the heart, soul, and mind, but to love our neighbor. So we ask ourselves, who is our neighbor? And we believe that those 1 billion people living in extreme poverty, they are in fact our neighbors, and that's who we want to reach out to. So the question is, how do we do something that's solving extreme poverty? Posing that question has led us to identify quite a few opportunities globally in terms of Africa and Asia and India. Today, there are some, and I think we can all look at what's going on in a political environment today, where no, the world's not shrinking, we're going to block it, we're going to bolster our own interests as a country, and I just don't see that working at all. To me, it is blocking what is inevitable. Our opinion, the world is on an irreversible trajectory toward greater interdependence and greater cooperation. We spent the last 55 years in Silicon Valley. Our neighbors, Intel, Apple, Facebook, you name it. Those are the companies that we have grown up with and the culture that we have been part of living in Silicon Valley. With that, I think you've witnessed the flow of information, ideas, products, and services that are truly global. I don't know if you've ever noticed on a web address, do you know how it starts? www. Do you know what it stands for? World Wide Web. There's something about it as a symbol of connectedness that we see that's going on in this creation of a really shrinking world. So our King Scholars program here at Dartmouth calls on the college to identify, educate, develop future leaders. That's what we're interested in, future leaders that come from, and in fact will go back to the developing countries. We have worked to avoid adding to any notion of a brain drain. Our goal instead is for King Scholars to return to their country of origin as leaders and innovators who will help solve extreme poverty. We affectionately refer to them, and they've adopted, they're on Dottie's team. Dottie's team is a message that they, in fact, are going back and they're going to make their home country better. I will say, similarly, I still think of myself as being part of the Dartmouth team. By helping young people from other parts of the world to join that team, Dot and I seek to continue the educational journey that we began 60 years ago. Thank you.
Mr. President, for the degree Doctor of Humane Letters, Robert and Dorothy King.
Robert and Dorothy King, as humanitarians of the highest order, you have dedicated your lives to the noble cause of alleviating poverty. Bob, after earning your degree in economics from Dartmouth in 1957, you immersed yourself in business as an MBA student at Stanford, while Dottie, you studied child development at the University of Wisconsin. You combined your experiences and expertise to start the R. Elliott King & Associates together, growing it into a highly successful investment management firm. Dottie's transformative experience of hosting an exchange student while growing up in Wisconsin led you to welcome more than 50 international students into your home over the past 5 decades, fostering relationships and an international understanding that inspires and informs your philanthropy today. As co-founders of the Stanford Institute for Innovation in Developing Economies, the Thrive Foundation for Youth, and the Food, Nutrition, and Rural Livelihoods Initiative in Myanmar, you have demonstrated a passion for helping those less fortunate by educating and empowering students to make a lasting global impact. At Dartmouth, you launched the King Scholars Leadership Program, offering full scholarships to exceptional students from developing nations to facilitate their intellectual and social growth. As a result of your support, the inaugural King Scholars hailing from Jamaica and Burkina Faso will graduate in today's commencement ceremony, equipped with the skills to lead their communities, serve as positive role models for others, and inspire action towards a better and more prosperous future. For your compassion, generosity, and profound commitment to improving the quality of life in impoverished nations around the world, it is our distinct pleasure to award you both honorary degrees of Doctor of Humane Letters.